I'm Dan Barwick. I look after the wines and the vineyards at Paradise Ridge in Sonoma County, California. This is our 2015 Rockpile Zinfandel called the Convict. Look at that beautiful rich colour. Unmistakably Zinfandel. This comes from the Branham Vineyard in Rockpile. This is a vineyard that's extremely remote at 1,400 feet, and the terraces where the vineyard vines are grown carved out of the rugged rock on the steep hillsides out there. I mean, it's very unusual that someone should want to plant grapes out there, but fortunately for us, Gary did. This wine comes from 3 different blocks of vines. Different clones of Zinfandel that have been bought from somewhere else and planted there. The first is a clone called Demple de Prat, which comes from an ancient vineyard in Mendocino. Cuttings were taken from there and propagated at another vineyard, and then those buds were taken from that vineyard and planted here at Rockpile. That's how the clonal selection works. Another one is Primitivo, which comes all the way from our friends in southern Italy and is really one of the homes of the Zinfandel grapes, although that's another story and we'll get into that at another time. There's a nice brambly, cherry quality to this, a lovely thread of minerality. That really defines Rockpile, is the mineral quality to the wines. Beautiful, beautiful refined tannins, pretty intense, very concentrated. Wow, that is incredibly concentrated. Almost takes your breath away, it's so powerful. It's going to be absolutely awesome with all sorts of foods. My little spread here will be what I'll be getting to in a little bit with this wine, but there are other choices you can have. You know, the grill comes to mind, pretty much anything off the grill. I'm going to go get this image now. How about some sausages, artisan sausages off the grill, and some creamy polenta, maybe some roasted peppers, something like that. That sounds like a really good, delicious time with this wine. Yeah, so where does Convict, the name, come from? Well, in 1865, there was a gentleman named Tennessee Carter Bishop who lived on the same land where this fruit came from, and he was the sheriff of Sonoma County. And he had the prisoners from Sonoma County Jail maintain the road to his remote ranch in Rockpile. And they really weren't convicts, but they were prisoners, but that name was already taken in the wine business, so the Convict it became. And it has become one of our most cherished wines we make. Where did the name Rockpile come from? Well, it comes from the ancient Native American words Cabochana, which means place of rocks. And that became Rockpile in the earlier pioneering days. Rockpile Peak is in Mendocino, and it was a guiding point for Native Americans to all gather at a spot very close by where they would do their trading in the late summer. The Branham Vineyard, where these vines are grown, is on steep, rocky slopes, as Rockpile would lead you to imagine. These vines grow in very, very sparse soil, so they have to really, really struggle. And it's that struggling that these vines do to survive that makes these wines so special. Well, one of the reasons that I love wine and love to make wine is that this is a magical experience you can have with food. And I keep my wines slightly restrained. I don't want them to be too powerful, so that the myriad of foods that you can pair with this wine is broader. My favorites for most of my wines actually is a good old plate of charcuterie and meats. We've got some wonderful products here from Sonoma County, and it's once you have that wine and the food, something else happens, which can happen with either on its own. And that's what I want you to experience. I know you're all sitting there a glass of wine and probably feeling hungry by now. So why don't you go and try this experiment at home and let us know. We look forward to hearing from you.